So let's look at some powers of 10. 10 to the 0 power is 1 times 10, 0 times. So it's just 1. 10 to the first power is 1 times 10, 1 time. So it's 10. 10 to the second power is 1 times 10 times 10. So that's 100. 10 to the third power is 1 times 10 times 10 times 10, 1,000. I think by now you might be noticing a pattern. 10 to the 0 is a 1 with no zeros. 10 to the 1 is 10, 1 with 1 0. 10 to the 2 is 100, 1, 2 zeros. 10 to the 3, 1,000. 10 to the 4, 1 followed by 4 zeros, 10,000. 10 to the 5, 1 followed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros, 100,000. Let us map this growth on a two-dimensional Cartesian coordinate system. We shall let x be the independent variable. X shall represent the exponent to which the base 10 is raised to. For example, 0 means 10 raised to the exponent 0. 10 raised to the exponent 1, the exponent 2, the exponent 3, 10 raised to the exponent 4, and so on. The y-axis shall represent the dependent variable. This is the value that is dependent on the value of the independent variable, x. When x changes in value, y changes in value as well, dependent on the value of x. And the formula that we will use to determine the value of y shall be this. Y equals 10 raised to the power x. This is what is known as an exponential formula because the variable of the formula is an exponent. X is a variable and it is an exponent. The y-axis number line contains marks for 1,000, 2,000, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000. If we want to see where 100 falls on the y-axis, we take 1/10 of the way to 1,000, which is right about here. And that's 100. And if we want to get the number 10, we have to go 1/10 of the distance to 100, which is somewhere around here, and that's 10. And then if we want to represent 1, that's only 1/10 of 10, so that's somewhere right down at the very bottom, and that is 1. So let's go ahead and draw the graph of this formula. When the independent variable x is equal to 0, y equals 10 to the 0 power. So that's 1. So we'll draw a little dot representing the value of y equals 1 when the value of x equals 0. When the value of x equals 1, then y equals 10 to the first power, 10. So that's right about here, just a little bit above 1. 10 times higher than 1. There we go. Now, when x equals 2, y equals 10 to the 2 power, that's 100. So we decided 100 is right around here, there we go. And 3, then y equals 10 to the third power, which is 1,000. So here we go, our first mark, right there. And then finally, when x equals 4, y equals 10 to the fourth power, which is 1,000. Oh, I'm sorry, 10,000 rather. 1 with 4 zeros. So here's our mark right here. Now what we want to do is we want to connect all these dots with a smooth line. So we'll just start out, just kind of trace through the dots. As the value of x goes up slowly, the value of y goes up quickly. It goes up more and more quickly for every increase in x. If we were to try to map out the value of y at x equals 5, we could not even fit the value on the blackboard at this particular scale. In a pyramid multi-level marketing structure, what this exponential growth means is that for every level that you are, above the base of the pyramid structure is exponential growth in revenue stream. This is the strength of the power of the pyramid. So here we have the pyramid multi-level marketing structure. Here you are, you get 10 recruits. 10 recruits means that you have 10 to the power of 1 recruit. Those 10 recruits get 10 recruits each. That means they have a total amongst themselves 10 to the 2. 100 recruits. 10 to the 5. 5 levels down. And you have 100,000 recruits. 10,000 recruits plus 1,000 recruits plus 100 recruits plus 10 recruits. Your loyal vice presidents, you're admirals of the Navy, and then there you are on the top, degree 0, 1. Number 1, that's you. What does this mean for revenue stream? It means the revenue stream from 100,000 recruits flowing up. All that money's flowing upwards. You're getting a percentage of all that money. 1,000 revenue stream, and you're at the top, and it's just, where do all the rivers lead? They lead to the ocean. They lead to the ocean, and it's an exponential curve. Money to the power of the pyramid. Money to the power of infinity. Infinite multi-level revenue stream. The infinity stream. Okay, so we've done the math, and it sounds great. But what if I told you that there's a problem? What? What could go wrong with this rigorous mathematical marketing multi-level structure? Space-time. We experience space-time as 3 spatial dimensions. Up and down, represented by y, side to side, x, and forward backwards, z. And 1 temporal dimension, time. This is an axis of the 4-dimensional structure, which is invariant. We can't choose to freely move through the 4th dimension, forward and backward. We can only follow the 4th dimension along as it presents the events of the universe to us. We don't have access to all possible times. We're bounded. And the population of the planet Earth during this one particular time in which we have access to is finite. This means that we can only build our multi-level marketing stream structure to a level that accommodates a magnitude of 10 billion. That's 1 with 10 zeros. That means that our pyramid structure can only be 10 levels deep to the base. The problem with a 4-dimensional pyramid, multi-level marketing revenue stream structure, for short, 4DPMLMRSS, is that you run out of recruits once you get to just 10 levels. You've heard of a business being too big to fail? A 4-dimensional pyramid, multi-level marketing revenue stream structure can get too big not to fail. How can we build our 4DPMLMRSS business model in a way that benefits everyone, that fulfills the dream? And this is the answer. The 5-dimensional hypercube multi-level marketing revenue stream structure. 5DHCMLMRSS for short. So what is a 5-dimensional hypercube? It's like a 3-dimensional cube extended out into 4 dimensions, and the 5th dimension is time. If you want to represent a hypercube, 4 dimensions, in a 2-dimensional space, you simply have to reline so that each of those 4 lines, each 36 faces as opposed to 6 faces. It actually increases to a grand total later. But there's multiple ways that you can construct a hypercube. So stick around, because after this, I'm going to tell you about the multiverse, multidimensional revenue stream marketing model. Hello. Some of you may be familiar with this sort of diagram. This is a diagram of a multi-level revenue stream generation structure. Independence. Financial independence. This is financial independence. Financial independence. Financial independence. Let me explain the mathematics of the pyramid multi-level revenue stream generation. What you do is you start out with an initial investor. And that initial investor is the president, the CEO of the pyramid structure. CEO. That's degree 0. The buck stops there. Degree 0. CEO. Buck stops there. Top investor. Depending on the structure, and this is where they vary. Second to top layer of the pyramid. Right? Second to top layer of the pyramid. We're going to call the top of the pyramid. Okay, so we've got the structure, right? And that goes down to the tier with the structure. The head honcho, degree 0, first investor, top of the pyramid. One layer down, the recruits. The first level lucky recruits. That's where you want to be. You want to be in those top levels of the pyramid. This is This is degree 1. We're going to call it degree 1. Next level down, same structure. The pyramid regenerates. 1, 2, 3, 4. Every single one of these investors gets investors. Degree 3. You got your investors, each of those investors got their investors. It's like not just even, it's like this many plus this many, and then this many for every single, that many. It's so many. This is the revenue stream. This is the revenue stream. See, the revenue stream. The revenue stream flows. It all flows. Goes all the branches. Revenue stream flows up, revenue stream flows up through the branches, flows up. All the revenue streams turn into streams, and then they turn into rivers, giant waterfalls, water, fast-flowing, wide, Mississippi-wide rivers, and they're just dumping into the ocean. For simplicity, let's say that the way the pyramid structure works in this particular instance is you get 3 recruits, 3 people underneath you. Are called your degree 1. Next, 9. 11 plus 6. When we talk about pyramids, we're talking about powers. Pyramid powers. Let's take the number 10. Raise it to the power of 0. 0 is your exponent, and 10 is the base. Base 10 raised to the exponent power of 0. What does it mean to raise 10 to the power of 0? Well, before we start, we need to talk about a very important number in the operation of multiplication, and that is 1. When 1 is used in a multiplicative operation, the object, which is multiplied by 1, is unchanged. Let me give you an example. If I have the number 8, and I multiply it by 1, 8 is unchanged. Now, if I multiply 1 by 8, 1 is changed. It's changed into 8. And it's the same thing when you multiply 1 by 10. 10 isn't changed. 1 is changed. The answer is 10. So what is 10 to the 0? It means you take 1 and you multiply it by 10 0 times. We're not talking about 1 times 0. We're saying 1 is multiplied by 10 0 times. This whole operation happens 0 times. The answer is 1. Any number at all raised to the power of 0 equals 1. Pyramid power.